there's a little pavilion, a platform off to one side. That's where they used to be. So anyway, over here. Let's make our way to the top of there. I do believe this thing is my video of the Legion thing taking place here. It has already come out, but I'm not sure. Really need to go get some Legion game time again. I had been focusing on playing Final Fantasy 14 and did some game time there, but since the mic has gone borky, this is the only thing I've audio tested, and audio testing is boring. So yeah, and I just hope it's not too loud now. Should be fine. Should be. Even when the audio test was a bit wonky, it still wasn't too bad, you know? What, I mean, no, you've none to say. Do you seek further training in the ways of the warrior? Ah, so you've finally come. I am Bahamut, and I will instruct you in the ways of the warrior arts. Radua told me of your trial against Ravager, and I am impressed. And I have a gift for you. What we have salvaged from the Exodar is little, and must be given to those most able. Please take a weapon suitable to your fighting style, and carry it with the knowledge you have earned it. And speaking of new fighting styles, it is time you learned something new. Mercenary Greatsword, or Mercenary Coat. Two-handed, two-handed. Agility does nothing for me. Which makes it so weird that you can get a warrior-only weapon that gives agility. Agility once upon a time used to boost crit rate, boost chance of dodging, stuff like this. No matter your class. Certainly rogues would have a, you know... Well, I was going to say, you know, rogues would be dodgy, you know, more because since they'll be gaining agility because that's their primary stat, and they'll also enjoy those secondary benefits. But a warrior could also stack agility and be really dodgy as well if they wanted. It just wouldn't be the best of ideas. You know, if they're focusing on agility over strength. But now that sword is kind of useless, you know? This mace is better. This mace is better than it solely by virtue of it gives strength. It's so weird. What the hell? I'm sorry, I'm just having a confused look at trade chat. Anyway, moving on. The guy says it's time for you to learn something new, and then just turns away from me and pretends I'm not there. A box filled with a variety of building materials, first aid supplies, and other items for the Azure Watch Inn. Okay. I stroll back there, then I talk to them, and then I heart back. There's your watch. Then I head up north to Blood Mist. What level am I? 13. I'll do a couple more levels on I'll do a couple more levels, then I'll did you just assume your own gender? Then I'll move on to the next character, the Worgen.
Open your heart to the light.
Good day, warrior. Are you in need of a reliable hippogriff? Where are you headed, warrior? So you're headed back to Azure Watch with this package. No problem at all, warrior. Just speak with me again. We'll get you on your way with those supplies. If I remember correctly, Azure's Watch Hippogriff Master is Zaldan. If you've spoken to him before, then you can take one of my hippogriffs to him. There's a little lesson to know. Hippogriffs are always trained to fly to their capital city, but it'll only take you to a remote Hippogriff Master after you've already been there. Since you've arrived on one of Zaldan's hippogriffs, you can also use that route to return to Azure Watch with the caregiver supplies. I swing up to here. Then I heart back. Then I head up north. And I still never explored that. Discovered that place. Either way. And it's level 15 when I get my first town, ain't it? I kind of want to see what the Fury Warrior tree is. As I've gotten... I didn't get this far on Gobnak. So yeah. I'm curious now. What's the protection? Shield Slam. Melee attack with a short cooldown and generates rage. Devastate. Melee attack that sometimes resets the remaining cooldown on Shield Slam. Shield Block. Ability with a short cooldown that spends rage to give you a 100% chance to block attacks for a short time. Ignore Pain. Spends rage to absorb damage. Revenge. Melee attack with a short cooldown that generates rage and strikes all targets in front of you. Thunderclap. Area attack with a short cooldown that reduces the damage enemies nearby and reduces their movement speed. Quite nice. What are you after? Speak up. Teleri suggests his eye patch to look at you. This is the best we can offer the Hand of Argus. Teleri sighs. Alright, let me have a look at those orders. Is he crazy? Entrusting something like this to some no-named Draenei youngling? Just remember this, kid. You'll never make it as a Hand of Argus. You don't have the guts. I guess I'll have to humor him this time. Speak with Vorkan at Kessel's Crossing on Blood Mist style. Just follow the road north of here. When it forks, just keep on going north.
Good health, long life.
Someone's apparently getting a biology lesson down in Trade Chat. So, that's something. Oh, actually, I was just meant to talk to you.
You wish to buy? Trade?
Welcome back, Qyrok. Was Nur Gunny able to gather everything on the list? Handing over the box, you tell the caregiver that Nurgani is making arrangements to have the larger items lifted by wagon. Splendid. Now I'll finally be able to set up some beds in a first aid station so that we can treat the wounded and any survivors better treat the wounded and any survivors we encounter. Can't thank you enough for your help, Qyrok. You have my thanks and that of the Xhorwatch's vindicators.
Favor the road,
So, oh, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Stable Masters. Once upon a time, when you were a hunter, your pet wouldn't just learn new abilities as you leveled up. You would have to go and tame, say if you wanted Bite Rank 2, you'd have to go find a pet that had Bite Rank 2 and tame them. You could learn the ability Bite Rank 2 off them and then teach it to your, say, your preferred pet. That's what you had to do. They got rid of that later on. The pets just leveled its abilities up automatically, kind of thing. But yeah, that's what used to go on.
I need to target something first.
You know, I kind of like this dual gathering profession thing. It's kind of nice. Means I get to club things and mine things and make extra money off it. We'll hook a right and have a look over in the trees here for the Blood Elf Bandit. I hope we find them. It just got purely because it's an awkward bastard to find. You know? Just because it's so goddamn awkward, I just really want to find it all to get all that more. Alright. No, I don't see him. tempted into just going around bludgeoning more animals, but at the same time, I think that's a waste of time. Well, less waste of time, more... It's not the best thing to do with it. Like, I'll certainly profit off it, get a bit of XP, get maybe a bit of vendor trash, possibly if the game decides to cooperate. But overall, I'll be just better off following the road. Anyway. Well, actually, that was telling me for a moment how much ore Qyrok had. Qyrok has 81 pieces of ore, Qyrok has 69, so 115 total. And considering 69 is worth 125 gold, got a fair bit of cash here, provided I can go sell it. Turns out there's actually a nice way of making money off savage blood. I was actually doing it wrong when I was trying to auction it on my Legion playthrough. Not sure if that part's come out yet or not. This is what happens when you record so far ahead, then record another series that will actually maybe released before the stuff that you've recorded previously. But anyway, I was trying to auction some Savage Blood because some of the old stuff I was selling actually sold pretty well. But, well, it didn't. After the first bit sold well, nothing else really did of Savage Blood. But apparently there is a good way of making money off it, by vendoring it. You get 50 gold per piece. And 50 gold per piece ain't half bad. Like, you go trap a couple of beasties, then you know, trap a couple of beasties for like an hour, then you've got plenty of stuff. It was because of Bellier Gaming I found out about that. It's a bigger YouTuber, does a ton of WoW vids. But yeah. It's something I might think about doing, but at the same time, I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work. I'm not really interested in going back to WoD. I've only just escaped it. Oy. Really should have vendored that. These clams might have something nice, but I'm gonna keep them closed for now. I'll open them up and sell the loot at a later stage. It's better to keep them all in one slot rather than say two. Especially considering I can't auction them at present. I've never had a look over in that pod. That's why I crossed via the water. I was thinking of heading over that way. But I should grab the quest here first. Ugh. Ooh, ore. Just copper vein. So, Vorkman, the elk hoarder. Well, you made it this far. Let's put you to work before you get too bloodied up.
Remain vigilant.
One thing we've learned in our travels is that One thing that we've learned in our travels is that extreme care must be taken when introducing wildlife from one world to another. When the Exodar crashed, it was carrying specimens of various outland species, including an insectoid predator called the Ravager. Some of the specimens were lost, but many survived and took to the wild. If we don't keep them in check, they will upset the natural balance here on the islands. You'll find the Ravagers to the west of Kessel's Crossing, near the coast. To be honest, them merely existing here will upset the natural balance. So I don't know what you're talking about. Also, that's a fucking smiley face on his eye patch. I've never noticed that before. And am I the only one else thinking of the comedians, from the other thing? Oh, what do you call it? The comedian from Watchmen. his button thing.
Blessings upon you.
You know, with that. Just kind of makes me think of it. You're just in time, Qyrok. Blood elf activity in this area has doubled in the past week. Our agents have informed us that the blood elves that call themselves Sunhawks plan to launch an offensive. Let me start this again. I'm feeling like I'm reading it wrong. You're just in time, Qyrok. Blood elf activity in this area has doubled in the past week. Our agents have informed us that the blood elves that call themselves Sunhawks plan to launch an offensive upon Azure Mist soon. I need you to get a warning to our allies and compatriots. Warren High Chieftain Stillpine at Stillpine Hold, Exarch Menelis at Azure Watch, and Admiral Odysseus at Odysseus' Landing. Time is of the essence, so I'm lending you my elk. Be sure to keep it out of water. That's an old nod to, well, that's a reference to, well, that was actually a handy piece of advice once upon a time, because mounts used to dismount you if they went into water. I'm not sure if his mount still will, but I'm not going to take a try.
May the light embrace.
Or maybe I should, just for the sake of knowing. Sure. Sure. I've made a wonderful discovery, warrior. On the uncorrupted part of the island grows a remarkable fruit called the sand pear. They are found near the bottoms of the trees. I've been preparing pies from them, but if I'm not careful, the elk will start to wander over and steal my fruit. I've taken to gathering enough to share with the animals, but my stores are gone and the craving for pie has returned. Would you be willing to help gather the fruit I need for another batch of pies? I promise I'll share. And he gives you 20 sand pear pies.
May your days be long. Good fortune.
And it's even there says to keep it out of water. But for science, because you know they might have just changed the mount thing, but not changed the you getting dismounted thing. No, it's fine. It's probably not recommended going into the water solely because it'll slow you down, but yeah. And you're on a timed thing. This is like one of the few timed missions in the game. There used to be a timed mission back in the Night Elf starting zone. How to get an antidote to a guy. Told you so. Here, you start here, then rush over to there. That guy, he's treated like elsewhere now, or is not poisoned at all. I'm not sure, but yeah. It was removed in Cataclysm, basically, is what I'm getting at. So yeah. So there's basically very few timed quests left in the game. This is one of them. Maybe there's more, but I certainly don't know of them. Okay, let's have a chat with you. Promise one, we thank you for the warning. The Sylvan tribe will be prepared. Okay, let's line them up. Also, alien predators. If that ain't a nod to Alien vs Predator, or the Alien and Predator series, I don't know what is. Actually, I was playing Broforce recently. You'll be seeing that series come out soon. I just have to check the audio recording for Neighbor's Kid. I paused it when she started acting up, and I unpaused it afterwards. If she's in it, I'm going to be editing it out. Or her out, I should say. But I don't know where the pause was, so I have to go check through an entire session of a couple hours. Quite annoying. But I was doing a few audio tests to check the mic because I thought it was lower than normal, and I ended up unlocking Brodator. Yeah. He throws. One sec. Thank you for the warning, Qyrok. We will repair our defenses. You never see this imminent Blood Elf attack, by the way. It's just something that apparently happens and nothing else comes of it. But anyway, he can throw spears, which if they lodge in the wall, you can jump on. They can also impale enemies to walls.